Welcome back to the Mad Spiderverse. I'm Mad Spidey, and thanks once again for tuning in my channel. Today's episode will be another one of my statue collection videos, or installments, whichever you'd like to call it. Now, obviously, without going into too much detail, obviously, like I've done quite a few of these. If you're new to the channel and this is the first time you've ever seen one of my, statue collection videos, I basically collected Bowen Designs statues, which was a very predominant force in the statue world in the mid to late 90s, early 2000s. Obviously before all your sideshow and your hot toys and all that sort of stuff, is more prevalent right now. So Bowen Designs basically did multiple phases, obviously doing them sort of like, almost like a year and a half would be like a phase, or roughly thereabouts. I think they ended up doing 5 phases, I think it was. So they might have released, X amount of statues and mini busts and things like that in that phase. They'd have a little bit of time off and then obviously start a new phase. So Bowen Designs basically had the rights for Marvel statues at the time. They did a range of mini busts, which is obviously a smaller sort of ones. They did mini statues and full-size statues. The mini statues and the full-size statues were, in 9 times out of 10, were exactly the same, just smaller and bigger scale. But they, what I basically did is I started just getting my hands on whatever I could get my hands on, and then I ended up getting rid of the mini statues and just going mini bust and full-size statue. The mini busts, they quite often did quite a large range, even diving down into your sort of your B, C, D list sort of heroes and villains. Your full-size statues, they mainly did the main characters, but they did do quite a bit of diversity as well, but they didn't really dive too deep down into your sort of lesser known characters. But the last couple of episodes that I've done, I've basically only been showing mini busts, because what I've been doing is I've actually been doing, I'll do a full pre-recorded video like this one, and then I'll actually be doing a short as well, and putting them on a little turntable to sort of show you what they look like. So I haven't done a full size in a little while, but I thought it's about time. If the short doesn't work, I won't do it, or I might, work out a different way how to do it. But yeah, I thought I haven't shown a full size in a while. Let's show a full size. So the one that I'm going to show you today is Captain America, but you'll actually notice it's a slightly different uniform, and you'll see in the smaller writing up the top, Bucky as Captain America. So I can't remember when it was. It was around, I think it was around Civil War time or something like that. If you know exactly when it was, let me know in the comments. But obviously Bucky took over the mantle of Captain America for a little while in the comics. So they actually did a statue to signify that. Now, I've, as I said before, if you haven't seen one of these episodes before, with the mini busts, generally what they'll do is on one side of the box, they will show you the sculpt details, so who sculpted it, physical size and things like that, and if there's different variations. The other side, they will actually give you a small synopsis with generally 2 pictures of either the first appearance in comics or close enough to, and something a little bit more sort of newer to the day of release or to the time of release. So, for argument's sake, they might have, say Spider-Man, they might have a picture of Amazing Fantasy 15, and then they might have something like Amazing Spider-Man 365 or something like that. So obviously first appearance is something close to it, and then the something that was a comic that was released close to the time of the statue release. So anyway, with this particular one, so as I said, so this was actually sculpted, the original sculpt done by the man himself, Randy Bowen. 12 inches tall. He does have interchangeable hands by the looks of it as well. The other thing to note on these is obviously there's an edition run as well, some fairly large. So your mini statues would generally, your mini busts were generally anywhere from, or some were very limited, but the majority of them were like in the thousands. So there might have been 1,000, 2,000, but most of them were sort of run 3,000 to 8,000 roughly. The full-size statues are generally a little bit of a smaller edition. This particular one, they only made 800 worldwide. So you might think, oh, 800 statues, that's a lot. But in this sort of, in the statue world, that's actually fairly small edition, seeing that some of them, yeah, like you can get statues that might only run an edition of 50. But then you might get some that run an edition of 15 to 20,000. So in the grand scheme of things, 800, it's actually not that big an edition run. So we might as well open him up and show you what it physically looks like. Alright, so we get into that. The other thing to note is on the styrofoam, they generally have either up or the Bowen Designs symbol embossed in the actual styrofoam, so you know actually which way to open it up, which is always helpful. So take the lid off that one there. Grab the base out. Alright, so the base has actually got the coat of arms on there, and then the base will have the licensing, you'll have the edition number, and obviously the statue thing as well. So there you can see it's, what is it, 30, yeah, so this is number 305 of 800. Alright, so we'll place that down there for the moment. There's quite a metallic looking statue. So there's the actual statue himself. Quite a metallic look on the blue. As you say, quite different from the general Captain America. A few same characteristics, obviously the shield and the top part is the same, but a lot of black in there. We also notice that he's, as I said before, his hand is missing. So you can either have just a fist, or, because it was Bucky, he actually carried a gun. So these are actually, instead of it being, sometimes it's used with spikes and things like that to actually attach pieces, but this was actually magnetized, so it's a lot easier to interchange them. So there you go with the one with the gun on it. We'll put him in his base, and there he is. So standard, what they call a museum pose, which is pretty much the straight up and down, non-action sort of style. And there we go. So there we go. That is it for this particular video. Hope you enjoyed it. Obviously, I will be doing more because I do have quite a few of these statues and mini busts. As I said, hope you enjoyed the video. Do the usual YouTube stuff, comment, like, you know, hit the thumbs up, all that sort of stuff. But most of all, if you're not subscribed, please do so. It's greatly appreciated, each and every one of you, and each and every one of you new subscribers, I do greatly appreciate it. So that'll do for this video. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. From me and Bucky, Spidey out.